G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out and welcome to my continuing quest for resin waves. All right, now hopefully you've seen the other couple of videos I've put up. I've done many more just on my own, trying to practice, trying to get it right. Yep, struggled. I contacted a lady who came to one of my acrylic pouring classes years ago, and I remembered that she did resin and she lives just near me, like 10 minutes away. Her name's Carly Johnston. Hi Carly, if you're watching. And I messaged her and I said, I need your help, Carly. I'm pretty sure I remember you doing resin pieces, you know, on boards with waves. I said, could you please help me with my waves? And she said, of course, come over. So off I went to her studio, and she introduced me to a different resin, because I have been using the Just Resin diamond coat. I'm just going to weigh out 10 grams here of my resin. So anyway, she introduced me to a new resin, one that I've never heard of before. It's also a 1-to-1, and it's by Barnes, which is an Australian company. I don't know if they ship overseas, because this was yesterday, I've only just learned about it. Barnes Epoxy Glass, it's a 1-to-1. It feels about the same sort of consistency as the Just Resin. Like, it's not overly thick. It has a pot life or working time of 50 minutes. So I'm going to wait, normally for me, I wait like half, so I'm going to wait 20 minutes. Carly, when she does hers, she doesn't wait at all. But I'm going to wait because I want my cells not to move. Right, so I've got 10 grams, basically 10 grams in there. So I want to take this up to 12%. Now, a lot of people, this is the Just Resin Titanium white. A lot of people say don't put more than sort of 5 or 6% of product into your resin, but I want it really opaque, so I'm going to go 12%. So I want 1.2 grams, and I need to use this little jewelry scale because it goes up in like 0.00 of a gram. So that's 0.5. So somewhere between 1 and 1.2. Okay, that's a bit much. That's 1.3. I'm going to take just a teensy bit out. What are we up to there? 1.1. Let's take a little bit out and then put the stick back in. Okay, so that's roughly 12%. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do. Put my little scale back. So yeah, I was really excited and really thankful that Carly put me onto this resin, and she welcomed me into her home and took me out the back where she's converted a couple of rooms into her studio. And she also does workshops on waves and other things. And then she's got like a shop area where people can come and buy her products, and they are incredible. I don't think I'll ever be able to be that good, but look, I'm trying new things. So waves it is. I will link Carly's website down below. Her business name is CJ Art, SEAJAY. So, all right, that's stirred in. So yeah, I was. She let me do a board, and she had everything ready there, and I did a board. So for this one here, I've just painted this just with some acrylic paint. This is Provincial. This one is turquoise blue, and this one is ultramarine blue. So that's what I've done there. I've actually glued 2 boards together because when I only use one, it warps, and I've got it on some little cups there. Yeah, it warped. Because when it's like a cardboard, a thick cardboard, it warped. So I'm going to pour a little bit of resin in that one. It's just to sort of cover the base, and I'm going to put that aside. And then the rest of it, I am going to pour where I want my beach to go. So, and then the rest of it I'll just pour on them. So I mixed up, did I already say that? I can't remember. 50 grams of A, 45 grams of B, because A, when you weigh it, A is heavier than B. If you're not weighing it, you can just do, you know, 45 milliliters of A and 45 milliliters of B, because then they're the same. But because I weigh it, it is a bit different. All right, so I'm just going to spread this here. Now look at the clock. It is 9:10. So I am going to wait 20 minutes. So that will be 9:30. I've got time to go and have some breakfast. And look, Carly just gets in there and she spreads it all with her gloves. But I am pretty sensitive to resin, and if I get any on my skin, it'll blister and peel, and it's just awful. So if I'm going to touch the resin, I will double glove. I guess she's lucky enough not to be sensitive to it, or maybe she's just cleaner and tidier and doesn't get it on her skin. I've done it a couple of times and I've learnt my lesson. So, you know, you've had a hole in your glove or something and it's gone in and didn't realize. So yeah, I'm just extra careful about not getting resin on my skin. So I'm just going to do that. I think if it was a bigger piece, I'd probably jump in with my offset spatula and do it. Again, I prefer to do that than risk getting it on my skin. All right, let's torch this. And there we go. Hopefully it will stay and not run off. Make sure that your work surface is very level. If you don't, when you get your cells, they're going to go all wonky and it'll ruin your piece. So make sure that your board is level. I've got a workbench and then I've got a board on top, and I can level my board if I need to. So, and I've just got a piece of plastic over it. All right, I'm going to see you in about 20, we're down to about 15 minutes now. All right, it is almost 9:30. I didn't get to have breakfast. I just tidied up my studio. So the white, look, I don't know that it feels any thicker or any warmer, but I've just left it 20 minutes. Now this hasn't moved, which is great. And I have got my heat gun with, I've got the concentrator little nozzle on it. When I did mine at Carly's house, she had the other one. This one, she has a slightly different style. Everyone has their own style. I wanted like a clean, crisp white line of froth with the waves going up. When she does hers, she kind of blows down so that the froth goes that way and down over the beach, which also looks amazing, but I just wanted it this way. So I'm going to use my little nozzle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little bit of clear that I kept, and I'm just going to go over the top of this other clear just to make it a little bit thicker. I don't want it on the beach area, I just want it like that. And then I'm going to come in with, I might try a spoon. When you pour straight from the cup, I find that I get too much, and I want relatively sort of smallish, small line if I can. All right, start over here, and I'm going to put it directly onto my dry beach. Whoops, that bit didn't touch. And I'm going to go again because I've got some areas that aren't touching the resin. So I kind of want it to touch the resin, but I want it to be on the dry beach because I want the, I don't want much, do I? I want the, oh, I've still got heaps left. I want the white to sort of cling to, stick to the dry surface so that the white doesn't all blow over the top. So that's why I want to do it like that. All right, let's do this. All right, so now what she said was to heat the whole area, so I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to put this, my heat gun, XU1, I've ordered another one because I've seen other people use better ones that have got a control and you can control the heat and the fan. I can't do that, I've got low and high. So I'm going to go high, and I'm just going to heat the surface. And then I'm going to do that to pop some bubbles. I don't want to overheat it because I don't want the resin to thin out too much, because I want the cells to pop up and not go out of shape. So I'm just going to try, missed a bit, and not overheat it. So I'm going to put it on high and I'm just going to make some waves, okay? So I'm going to concentrate. I probably won't talk, amazingly enough. I'm going to try, instead of having it flat or straight down, it's just going to be like probably 45-degree angle. All right, here we go. And I'm going to shake it a bit to get ripples. All right, look at that. Oh, and then I'm going to break this top bit up a little bit. Just try and break that up a bit. Give it a quick little torch just to encourage some more cells. And that's it. I'm going to leave it. Oh my gosh, shut the front door, you guys. Look, 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 look. I know, it's incredible, isn't it? The right product. Who knew? Who knew? There's so many resins out there. And I've seen a lot of people use the Just Resin Diamond Coat. And look, I did do some good ones, but then yesterday afternoon when I came back from Carly's, I think I did like 10 and I just scraped. I did another one, scraped, did another one, scraped. It just was not working for me. Luckily enough, Carly let me borrow some of hers. This resin, I'm just going to torch. Look at those up there. Just going to try and get some sort of cells in the middle here, but again, I don't want to overheat it. How's that? Oh my gosh! Now, if you wanted to, you could tilt slightly to sort of open things up a little bit, but then you've got the risk of everything moving back down again and kind of disrupting. But that's not going to be seen. That's going to be, oh, the heat's coming off that. That's going to be covered by my next layer, but look, I'm so excited. And look, this is really new to me still. So hopefully it looks pretty. I'm going to bring you down. And I guess over the next few minutes, it's going to change a little bit and maybe open up a little bit more. I only wanted a thin white line. I guess if you wanted a thicker line, you would put more on. But then you kind of get, where it's thick, see how you get that like big white area? And again, totally up to you if you like that. I wasn't going for that in particular. Oh, stunning. And if you wanted to just leave it like that, you could just leave it like that. But I am going to do more layers because that's how I practice. So I can get another like probably 4 layers on this. And hopefully it will stay, not move too much. See, the thing with this, what I found, is if I heat the resin up too much, those cells, they'll move. And I don't want them to move. So look at that. All right, I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to be before I can do another layer, my next layer, but I'm going to cover it up because I got a fly stuck in one of them yesterday. And I will see you for the next layer. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, it just makes all the difference when someone helps you. All right, I did this one yesterday, and what I did was, because I wanted to do more practicing, I picked it up and moved it onto the other side of my bench there. I thought it was pretty much set, not cured, but set. But what happened was it must have moved, and it kind of, see that on the side there? It did that on both sides, and then it also did it along the bottom, and I didn't like it on the bottom, so when I mixed up white for a different batch, I poured some along there. That's why it looks a bit thick, but it's like, you know, it's just my practice one. And I've made sure that my bench is nice and level. So we're going to go again. Same resin, the Barnes Epoxy Glass. I mixed up 40 grams of A and 35 grams of B this time because I'm not going to go quite so low. I'm going to sort of come around here somewhere. So I'm going to put, because I'm nearly out of my Just Resin Titanium white, I'm only going to put in 5 grams of resin. And then I'll do, oops, excuse the dogs, my husband's outside mowing and things. So because I only use such a tiny bit anyway, I was kind of wasting a lot because I was doing 10 grams. So I'm just going to do 5, it's 5.1, but that's fine. And then to that, I'm going to do 10%, so I'll just try and get 0.5. See, it's almost gone. I have ordered some more, but yeah, it's almost gone. I've been practicing, like between videos, I've been sort of practicing. You know, I might do one that I'm happy with, and then I scrape 10. I get really frustrated with it because I keep like trying different things, using more paste, using less paste, waiting longer for the resin, waiting less for the resin, putting a thick line, putting a thin line. Those of you that have practiced with waves, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, you're trying everything under the sun to try and get it to work, and yeah, it's been a bit frustrating. But look, I like these lacing on here, so we'll go again and see if I can do it again. So basically just popping in my 0.5. Come on, it's a bit sticky. You can heat it up, like put it in some hot water. I've actually previously put them, there we go, 5. I've previously put my jar in the microwave for 5 seconds. I'll just leave what's on there because there's not much at all. All right. Let's turn that off. And the other thing I want to do is I want to put just a tiny bit into this cup, so just a little bit, just to sort of cover the bottom there. And then, because I've got so much lacing, if I leave it clear and just, you know, blow lacing over the top, it's just going to be white lacing on white lacing, and I don't think you're really going to see the lacing for what it is. So I'm going to add a little bit of colour to here. I'm just going to use some of this. It's from Colour Passion Thornton Shimmer. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Just wipe off the tip of my stick so that I can dip just a tiny bit. See how that goes. So I don't want it to be opaque, I just want it to have a slight little bit of colour, just to cover up that white, so that we can then see the next layer of white, if you know what I mean. I'd have to make it just a teensy little bit darker. There we go. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to set my timer now for 20 minutes. So it's 5 to 1 now, so I'll set my timer for 1:15. And then I'll come back and put the white on. Actually, that can just sit there for a minute while I stir my white. So there's really not much in there at all. But yeah, I only use a tiny bit, so there's no point in me wasting it. So I've ordered Just Resin's Ocean Coat, which apparently is a much thicker resin. So I'm thinking maybe I don't have to wait so long for the resin to thicken. So that's coming. And then I also ordered the another titanium white. So hopefully that will be here in the next couple of days. I should probably try some different resins as well. And I still want to try my bloom paste and see how we go with that. But I don't know which resin to use with it, because some resins won't create cells and some will, and I think it's more about the resin than the actual paste. So I don't know. That's just what I've heard. I'm no expert. All right. So with this, I kind of figure where I want to put the wave, but then I also need to leave a little bit of space before it for the clear. So I kind of need to make this a little bit further back than what I'm wanting. There we go. That'll do. Ah! See, it's too close. Oh, it's all right. I can push it back. It's all right. I just get a baby wipe and I just push it back a bit, because I haven't left. That's where I wanted the wave, but when you're doing it, you think, yep, that's where I want the wave. That's you haven't left any room for the clear to go in front. Because if you put your white right next to this, when you blow it, your waves aren't going to be white. They're going to be like that greeny color. So that's why you put the little bit of clear down first, is what they say. So I'm going to spread this out, and look, you could use your gloved fingers if you wanted to. I'm just going to do it like this. Probably didn't need to put that much colour in, actually. I didn't think you'd be able to see very much through. Actually, let's just do this one. Spread it around. It's just something else to clean, that's all. Make sure it goes over the edge. It's kind of like doing a top coat or a flood coat. And then smooth it out. I'm still not exactly sure how much to put on, whether it needs to be quite thick or whether it needs to be quite thin. This is similar to what I would just do with a flood coat. So I don't know whether that's too much or not. But the resin's still quite thin, so it's like moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my little finger like that, and I'm just going to kind of wipe that off. And I probably will have to come back and do it again, because I think it's just going to sort of want to keep moving a little bit, even though my bench is level. But that's fine. I don't mind coming back and just, you know, making space, because I need to make a little bit of space for when I put my clear on. But I'm not going to put the clear on yet. I'm going to do it later when I put the white on. All right, so that's it for now. I will come back at 1:15. Right, it is 1:15, so I mixed my resin, stirred it for 4 minutes, mixed my colours, and then waited for 20 minutes. So I'm going to just put this little bit of clear. I did have to push that back a little bit. I'm going to put this little bit of clear just along the front there, just so when I blow my white, it's going to kind of blow over clear instead of blue. See, I didn't have to do that with the previous one because I was only using clear resin, but now that I'm using, I'll bring that down a little bit, now that I'm using colour, it's a bit different. Not exactly sure how much to put on there. Look, some people I think put the clear on at the same time as when they do their colours, and I guess I could do that too. I don't really know what the difference is. Torch that later. I've got my heat gun organised. I've got the little concentrator, small nozzle on that. And let's do some white. So pretty much want the white touching the dry board for the first run there, so that it sticks and doesn't all blow over the wave. And then I'll go again and just put it over the top. That's about, does that look about right? Oh, there's so many questions I have. But I guess it just comes down to practice. I don't think I need all of that. All right, now let's just heat this. I'm going to heat everything. I'm going to go on to high. I'm going to heat this white. From what I've learned is I need to heat the white so that it glides easily, because at the moment it's quite heavy and it wants to sink. So I'm going to warm it so it glides over the top of my other colour. So I'm going to put it on. I've only got low and high on this one. I'm just going to go sort of straight down and try to warm it up a little bit before I start sort of blowing it. And then I'm going to move the torch as horizontal as I can and kind of shake the nozzle or shake the heat gun a little bit so I'm getting ripples. Apparently it's the ripples that make the cells, so who knew? So that's that, and then I'm going to just break up this top section a little bit. So I don't need all of that to be there. All right. Yay! Now I know it looks quite sort of regimented how we've got that line there, but I didn't want to blow any further, like down this way. So, oh, it's a bit dark there, isn't it? Yeah. See, everyone says don't blow it again. Once you've gone and done one pass, leave it. But I find that really hard to do. Now, see here where I've blown, I didn't have much white, I guess, touching onto my board there. So I kind of feel as if I just need to put a tiny little bit. I need to start the flow going. Put a little tiny bit just there. Because for me, I really like that sort of frothy look. That heavy white sort of frothy look. So if I don't get it, if I've blown it out too far, which I do sometimes, and now I'm just going to go in with my torch and just give it a torch. I don't know whether that makes any difference or not. I think, yeah, I've been, with this new resin I've been using, I've been getting cells more easily just with the heat gun and not really using it for torching afterwards. I'm just going to tilt this a little bit just to sort of open the cells up a little bit, because look at these. I mean, look how big these are. I just wish I could get them further down here, but further down here the white is thicker because it's blown out, and then as it blows out further it gets thinner and thinner, and then the cells can get bigger and bigger. So, but look, oh, I'm really happy with those ones. Just zap that a little bit where I've put some more on. See, no, don't fiddle. No, don't fiddle. Okay, that is really pretty. I like that. See, much better than this first one. Wonder what I could do. You know what I could do? I could mix up a little bit of like a sandy color. Actually, I might even go and get some sand. I know it's just a little practice piece, but I might go and get some sand, mix up a little bit of clear resin, and just put it here, and just kind of cover up that thick white line, because I don't like it. So yeah. All right, I'm going to bring you down for a close up, and try not to drop my phone into the resin. And that's what we've got. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so happy. I was really depressed yesterday because I couldn't do it. I was doing the same thing, like I said, but couldn't do it. My husband says it's the same when he plays golf. Like, he hits the same, does exactly the same, and then one day he can hit really well, and the next day he can't hit it at all. I'm thinking, yep, that's me with my waves. So yeah, see, if I hadn't have made that resin white, sorry, not white, if I hadn't have made that resin blue, you wouldn't really see those white cells and lacing. And I guess it'll change a little bit. Looks really 3D there, doesn't it? Because you can see the lacing underneath that little bit of clear. I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Okay, now I'm going to put a net over it because I had a fly stuck in one piece yesterday, and I'm not scraping this one, I'm keeping this one. Happy dance, happy dance. Love it. I'm going to mix up some resin with some sand. I'm just going to put some on there. You don't need to see that. I'll just, you can have a look at this when I do my next layer. I should be able to do another one later on tonight. So see you then. Righto, so it is about 5:30 in the afternoon, same day, and this is touch dry. I mean, if I pressed down on it, I'd make a dent, but it's fine for me to do another coat, so yay, we'll do another layer. So same as before, I've just reduced my amount of resin by a little bit. I've got 35 grams of A and 30 grams of B, so just over an ounce of each. And again, we'll do 10 grams in our little cup to try and save on the white paste. that's that one, and a little bit in here for my clear line. All right, zero that. I've had this for years, and now that I do want to use it, it's almost gone. Something in there. Let's get that out. All right, always give it a stir, even though it's like really thick now. I think it just gets thick over time. I'm not actually sure. As far as I know, there's something that you can add to thin it out. I can't remember what it is. If it's isopropyl. Whoops. Whoa. Okay, take some of that out. I only need 50. Got 62 there. 0.6, I should say. That'll do. That's 0.54. That will do. All right, I think it worked out quite well with, you know, a bit less, like the 10%. I've got paste all over me now. I think my first video I was using a little bit higher. Look, I've tried less, I've tried more, and now I'm just doing 10%. So it looks, I think it looks good. I'm going to wait an extra 5 minutes as well. So instead of 20 minutes, I'm going to wait 25 minutes. So the work time on this resin, the Barnes Epoxy Glass, is 50 minutes, or pot life. So I'm going to wait half of that, which is 25 minutes. Just to see if it makes a difference, if it's a little bit thicker, warmer, I guess, the resin. Right, so that's that. Oh gosh, let me clean my hands. I've got my little isopropyl dispenser. It's a soap dispenser, but I put isopropyl in it. Then I just have to put my hand under there, and it gives me a shot, and then I can clean my hands. A shot of alcohol. Oh no, it's not what it sounds like, you guys. Not what it sounds like. All right, so now for this one, this will be my final layer, I think. I'm going to do 2 colors out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pretty blue, I think. Look at that. I think I'll do that with a little bit of black for my background, and I'll just use this same one again. I think it was it that one? Or was it that one? I don't know. That's really pretty though. I'm going to use that another time. So, oh gosh, I can't remember now. Or did I mix the two together? I don't remember what I did. All right, let's just take a tiny bit of this, just that much. I might take a tiny little bit of the blue as well. And then I don't want to wipe the stick because there's a bit on there, and I don't want to put that extra in, so I'll just wipe the tip of that off. So this, I'm going to use this for my shallow water, so I'll pour a little bit out of it, and then I'm going to add a little bit more blue and a tiny bit of black as well to make it darker for that top half there. We'll see how we go with that. All right. Just thin that out just a touch. All right, so now this time I'm going to try not to, I sort of need to work out where I want my wave to be, the end of it, about there. So I need to start up here, more up here, I think. Something like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit more of the blue and tiny little bit of black. It's in a little pump bottle, this one. So I can just squeeze it ever so slightly and take a tiny little drip off. And we'll see what that's going to look like. So that'll be our deep water. I'm getting adventurous, aren't I? Wow, 2 different colours. at that. It's really pretty, isn't it? It's got a slight shimmer to it, this resin. All right, so that will be our deep water. I do like the blues. Blues, the greens, the turquoises. Who doesn't? We just associate with water that colour, hey? It's pretty. Alright, so that's that done. Now I just need to spread this out to the edges there. And look, I'm just going to use my stick because it's almost covered already. There we go. Push it over the edges. So I think this will be my last layer. It's hard to know, isn't it? Like how many layers you should do. All right, I'm going to just do this in this lighter water here and just kind of blend those. Okay, I think that will be good. Make sure that it's gone off the edge. Alrighty, clean my stick because I like to use it again. Because they're coated by resin now, they're not porous, so they don't, you know, bubble up. So I do like that. All right, now give that a torch. Okay, that can sit there. That can sit there. And it's almost 25 to 6, so if I come back, I don't want to come back at 6 because that's over 25 minutes. I'll come back somewhere between 5 to and 6 o'clock, 5 to, and then we'll do the next little layer, hey, and see what that's going to look like. Because I don't want to cover up all these gorgeous cells. I probably will have to push that back a little bit, but loving these cells that I've got in here. What do you think of my sand? Look, I know it's not perfect, but hopefully it looks better than it did before. I don't know. You tell me. Does it look better with that bit of sand there, or does it just look bad? Just remember, it's just my practice piece, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just practicing. I'm learning what to do, what not to do. And hopefully you guys are learning with me. Are you enjoying this? Are you learning anything from it like I am? Hopefully you are. All right. See you soon. Righto, time is up. And I'm just going to pop my finger into my baby wipe like that and just push this back ever so slightly. Just don't want maybe a little bit more. Just like to be able to see a little bit more of that gorgeous lacing and also the color as well. See that color through there? I really like that, and I don't want to cover it all up. Kind of making like a wavy motion. How's that? Okay. Look, it's hard to know. These two are like too close to each other. So I said to myself, I need to make them a little bit further apart. And I want to be able to see. I can come down a bit. I want to be able to see that gorgeous color. So I think that will be all right. So, put this clear here between the white and the blue, same as last time, just so that when I do blow the white out, it's going to hit the clear and hopefully stay white rather than having a blue tinge to it. Feels as if this resin's definitely a bit thicker and maybe a little bit warmer than last time. It's only 5 minutes more, but I guess it all makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Now, I didn't have very much in there. I've only got probably a centimetre, quarter of an inch there of clear. And now I might actually just do this and just try and get a thin amount. Make a really small little point and try to put it on that dry area so it sticks, and then come back over the top of that. Okay, I think that worked out pretty well. So I didn't even use all of that. So if you're trying to, you know, save on your pastes and things, don't make up too much. You only need a tiny bit, and your products will go further. Hey, alrighty. Now this time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my same heat gun and use the same nozzle, but I'm going to put it on low this time. I'll start on low anyway, just to see what happens. So I'm just going to do the whole area, popping some bubbles, and I'm going to just heat this warm, heat the white up, warm the white up, so that I can push it easily. And you can see it's taking longer to warm up now because I'm using just my low speed. So it's almost at 90 degrees here. And now I'm going to go horizontal and sort of push. I don't want to push it out too far. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it'll be what it is. I don't know if there's a lot of difference between the low speed and the high speed. Let's push some of this out a bit further because this will probably be our last sort of layer here. Just try and push it out a little bit so it kind of looks natural, if I can. Oh, I don't know. Alright, how's that? I just didn't want it all to be like in a row, you know what I mean? So I'll make it push from a little bit further on some areas and a bit higher on some areas, and just sort of see if I can make it look a little bit more natural. All right, how's that? Now let's oh, see, I've got these lines again. I think it's because of the pointy nozzle, like where I'm doing this, the air's going up and it's making those lines. I may try one, take that nozzle off, don't touch it now, it's hot, and just use the nozzle that is already on there that comes with it. I'll try and sort of tilt it back this way a little bit. So there's no harm sort of moving, tilting your work. If the resin's quite thick, hopefully it's not all going to just run back, but if it's quite thin, you'll do that and it'll just all come back again and compact those cells. Probably don't even need to torch now, but I'm going to, just to pop some bubbles and just go over it, see if there's any little cells that may want to come up. See, my white is still quite dense there, but I like that, and you can see the difference. This one here was blowing on the high speed, so it just went whoosh and basically blew most of that white away. And I think I had the same line really, because I went over this one quite a few times. And then this one, it's a much more stark sort of white on the bottom, and then I've got much more, I don't know, more brighter, well-shaped cells. Now that could be because I've blown it on low speed, and also could be because I've waited another 5 minutes. I don't know which one, but I really like that. I really like that. Wowzers. All right, so I think that will do me. I don't think I want to do any more. I mean, I could do like another little, and I made like a short one, one there, and then like one there, and you know, one there. Maybe I should do that rather than just, no, let's not. I can do that another time. Let's not. So I guess it'll change a little bit. But yeah, the resin's pretty thick now. I don't know if I can, I'll clean up and then I'm going to take you down because I'm all sticky. All right, here we go. Now, what do you think? Be honest. Let me know down in the comments. Is this like just too much? You know, I've seen some that have just a little bit of white that sort of follows that line, whereas mine goes all the way. So I don't know. You let me know what you think. But look, I'm just practicing my cells at the moment, my lacing. and I guess I'll get into more of the design side of it a bit later. I guess the other thing too with waiting an extra 5 minutes is hopefully my resin won't move too much. Now look at that, see how it's like a little bit, it's like it's bloomed almost. Now I don't know if it's because of the heat that's done that. Maybe my bench moved, not my bench moved, but maybe my bench isn't quite level. See, some areas it kind of looks a bit sort of hazy. So it'll be interesting to see whether this one stays as it is. Look at that, oh my gosh. Or whether it'll do that too. I'm going to take you over there because I've got a few little practice ones over there that I'll show you that I've been working on if you're interested. Now they do look much bluer through my screen. They're actually, this lower section's quite turquoise. I think I did a video on that one. That was my previous video. This one I was just practicing. I wanted to do this but now that I've done it I think, oh, it looks a bit weird. But the lacing's really pretty on that one as well. And then this one, my first 3 layers, these were the first ones that I did. They were with Just Resin Diamond Coat, and I was still very, very new to them. You can see it probably wasn't quite dark enough. And then this 4th one was my first attempt at the new Barnes Epoxy Glass. So that was my little practice there. And again, it's just on this thick card stuff. Alright, we'll go back around the other side. And let me know what you think of this one. And then when my ocean coat comes from Just Resin, I'll have a go at that one too, and we'll see if there's any difference, if it's easier, if it's not, if it's better, if it's not. Yeah, so come along for the ride if you're interested in learning how to make waves, and hopefully we will learn together. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Thank you for your love and support, and I'll see you real soon for the next one. Bye for now.